Man, let's put him on the screen, complete with the pearly teeth. I thought we should have the priorities, Rishi Sunak. This is my assessment of what his priorities are. Let's have a look. Well, I think number one is his family and wealthy lifestyle. I think this man will protect that over and above everything. Number two, India and his family billions, because of course those billions within the Indian business structure are what really support his lifestyle. So I'm pretty confident that India and the billions that entails are going to be the second priority for him. Number three, he's going to support his globalist friends and business colleagues, such as Bill Gates, because they help keep him in power. Number four, he's going to support the globalist lobbyists and their groups, such as the World Economic Forum and the Trilateral Commission, because that's the political power base that's going to keep him in his lifestyle. Number five, he's going to support the Conservative Party because they really act as his minder and possibly did a bit of grooming as well to get him into number 10. Number six here, he's already declared his support for Israel, so that's clearly a high priority for him. Number seven, he's already declared his support for the war in Ukraine and President Zelensky. And number eight, he's going to support the UK political establishment because that's also protection for him. Viewers and listeners will note that what is missing is anything to do with the wider public in UK. And that is correct because I do not believe this man has the slightest interest in supporting the established general public in UK. Simply not in his playbook. We'll see in the coming weeks.
Okay, let's move on to RUSI, and they published this yesterday. Furthering Global Britain, an overview of UK engagement in Eastern Africa. And this is what they had. They're launching a new RUSI project, Furthering Global Britain, reviewing the foreign policy effect of UK engagement in Eastern Africa, examines how the UK has deployed its development, defence and diplomacy toolkit in Eastern Africa in support of a global Britain agenda. And of course, we've got to remember Eastern Africa absolutely suffering under the weight of various Islamic insurgencies and so on. But it is in receipt of lots of conflict, stability and security fund money from the British Foreign Office. So James Karaoke was speaking yesterday at the UN, and he said that the United Kingdom will continue to stand with Somalia. He was talking about Somalia in this case, and we commend President Hassan Sheikh's determination to defeat al-Shabaab. And I wonder how much conflict, security and stability fund money actually contributes to the continuing insurgency by al-Shabaab. But anyway, that's for another day. But look, let's come back onto the Foreign Commonwealth Development Office spending website, FCDO spending.ukcom.org, that we've set up this week and launched on Monday's program. And I just wanted to highlight one example that we found looking at the data, and it's this. Torchlight Solutions Ltd. Now, this is a private security firm. We'll come on to them in a little bit more detail in a second. And you can see that there's been quite a bit of money spent with them over quite a long period of time, up until April this year. But the unfortunate thing is that when we look at Torchlight Solutions Ltd, they unfortunately were shut down as a company on the 25th of March this year. They filed for voluntary strike-off, and on the 25th of March this year, all three directors resigned. So in fact, from that date, there were no directors, and therefore, under the company's legislation, the company had to cease trading because you cannot trade without directors. Now, the question is then, who is the who are the people of significant control of this company? Well, it's an organization called Torchlight Group Limited. And when we look at them, they describe themselves as a leading global provider of security, stability, and rule of law solutions to address national and international challenges for governments and corporations. Now, why are we interested in this? Because the Foreign Commonwealth Office, in fact, made payments to Torchlight Solutions Limited, owned by Torchlight Group, after the date or on the date of dissolution, or at least the date that the directors resigned, but also after the directors had resigned. So that company received money from the Foreign Office after it had ceased trading. So, well, you might say, well, perhaps that money went to Torchlight Group Limited, but actually, when you look on the database, you'll find that Torchlight Group Limited has separate payments going to it. So there can't be that type of confusion going on. But coming back to Torchlight Group Limited, and we look at one of the employees here, a guy called Andy Miller, and thanks to a member of the UK Column membership on the forums to highlight this for me. Andy Miller described himself on LinkedIn as Senior Intelligence Advisor at Torchlight Group Limited, 22 years experience in security project management and so on. When we look at his career, we find that he spent, 21 years, 3 months at the Foreign and Commonwealth Office as a diplomat, Senior Training Officer for Security, Personal Protection, Fast Stream Entrance and Foreign Government Agencies, Police and British Special Forces. And in parallel with that, in another entry on his LinkedIn page, he was also working for the Foreign Office in a political reporting role. I'm not quite sure what that means, but nonetheless. So, as I say, Torchlight Group, in receipt of its own tranche of money, separate from Torchlight Solutions Limited. And so there can't be any confusion about where the money was going. The money that was paid out by the Foreign Office after the 25th of March this year was going to a company which had ceased trading. And I've got to ask why. And so we put in a Freedom of Information request yesterday. Here it is. And people can follow this on whatdothayknow.com if they search for payments to Torchlight Solutions Limited. And you can see the 3 payments on there, 2 on the 25th of March, 1 on the 4th of April. And I've just asked very simply, what were these payments for? And I've also asked the FCDO to if it's normal for them to pay companies that have ceased trading. It's important, I think, when you're making these types of Freedom of Information requests, just to keep it very narrow in scope so that they can't complain about it costing them too much to provide the information. But, there are many, many questions to be asked around the whole issue of money being spent by the Foreign Office. And I really want to urge everybody again, just to keep it, to look at that website, look at where the money's going, research the companies that it's going to and the organizations that it's going to, and make Freedom of Information requests and see what we can find out about where the British government is spending its money abroad, and can we correlate that spending with events that are happening geopolitically.
Yeah, the whole thing, Mike, is the website is really excellent, and this gives UK column viewers and listeners, it gives other members of the public the opportunity to do the research. It's your money, it's our money, it's clearly not being accounted for properly. What is it being used for? We've now got the opportunity to take the lid off this. So really excellent work, Mike, by your good self and the team.
Okay, if you like what the UK Column does and you would like to support us, then please head over to community.ukcolumn.org. There are options to help us out there, or you can pick something up at the UK Column shop, but please do share material you find on the various platforms.
Okay, well, we want to pop this one up because we had a message into the UK Column from UK CV Family, the group that are working hard to help people that have been damaged by the vaccine. So the message was, we're so very grateful to UK Column viewers for being so kind and generous in donating to our fund. With each donation, our members can see that people do care, and that alone makes a huge difference. So thank you very, very much indeed to people who've made a donation, and you can see that it's having a very positive effect. If you haven't come across this fundraiser before, here it is. So you can go to that page and make a contribution if you haven't already. And we also want to highlight the good works of the ladies in Wales to fight the sexualisation of children in school. And Louise Collins with Liberty Tactics is doing her best to help them by running a podcastathon. So that's happening over 2 days, the 5th and 6th of November coming up. It starts 12 p.m. on the Saturday. And this is to raise money to allow these really brave and dedicated ladies to force through the legal cases to try and challenge this appalling, as I say, sexualisation of the children. So you can go to fundraiser if you'd like to contribute to that. And we can see from increases in that total that people are starting to respond. So thank you very much. Now, just want to point out that there's new material up on the UK Column website. That is also thanks to the viewers, because you are giving us the means to expand what we're doing, and the increasing content, the breadth of content is your work. So thank you very much. Just wanted to highlight that part 3 of Sandy Adams with Agenda 2030 is up. We've also got another article by Debbie, Mass Propagation, Death, Stress, which is very good. And Mike has also put up a video clip taken from UK Column Extra talking about the Ukrainian dirty bomb. We just remind viewers, wherever you are in the world, that if you want to join in with our extra sessions, that is one of the benefits of being a member